And we'll begin there. So that means you are heartily invited to use a chair. Whatever makes you really comfortable in your seated position. So what that means is that you really want to be able to have the ischial tuberosities, your sits bones. You want to be able to have them firmly planted and not on the front edges of them, not on the back edges of them, but right through their dead center density. Here. So even that, the thought feeling of the dead center density of these bones. We're going to go there, right? Let's just take hands onto the tops of the hip bones here, and you give them a little pulsing weight downward. So I don't go just in and down. I go a little pulsing weight downward so I can feel their movement, right? This is part of what gives us a sense of ground, a sense of ground. Now, we also know that within these pelvic bones, we have organ, right? We have organ content. Happens in this case to be the large intestine, tucked right in that back basin of the pelvis. And these organs have a real affinity for the bone and the density. So we're, in a way, we're moving our sensing and feeling here from the bone into the organs that they hold. And in that movement, going to the affinity that organ and bone have for one another, going to it means we're looking. There's a warm density. Touch. As you touch here in your side pelvic bellies, you touch in with a sense of warmth and inquiry. Not to, I got to touch them, I got to feel them. They feel themselves. They're right in there feeling themselves. And all you have to do is basically get in the game and don't worry about it. You may feel, blah, blah, I don't know, nothing. What are we doing? Why are we doing? Or you may feel, the next time, you may feel, oh, interesting. Right? So this is our process. We continue to move from the dense aspects of our body, specifically bone usually, into some of the softer and warmer and more mobile, bones are mobile, but more mobile inner world. So right now, warm organ. Take hands to thighs. Here's where something really interesting happens. You can touch with your hands, feel your skin or your clothing first. Go through your clothing with your awareness, follow in, and there's your skin. Muscle, big, strong. And then the surface of the bone. So what if you touch just a little deeper and in and almost slide your hands? They go down and then they go as if they would slide right across the surface of the bone in there. Yeah? Go deeper still. Now, in the going deeper still, the touch goes through the compact, hard bone right into its central chamber where the marrow flows. The warm, thick marrow. All right. Now, take your hands to chest. So I'm holding the bones of my thorax. I just want to repeat, if you're not comfortable seated on the floor for this inquiry, please sit on your chair. Comfort is first, then we can explore. All right, so the first touch here with your hands is probably your ribs. You notice that you got the skin there, less muscle, although there's a lot of muscle between the ribs. And then feel your ribs move. So when you breathe, you know they fan out. Let's feel that movement. A nice big inhale, and you feel them, they're opening up. And on the exhale, they're going back in, right? This is with every breath, they'll move. And, to one degree or another, we have this mobility established. But if we don't feel it, there's no worry because it is just waiting to open back up again. Perhaps we've hardened in there. That's okay. Of course we have. Life is hard. But let's go a little deeper. Underneath the movement of these bones, you have your lungs, right? You know that. We move our ribs in order to fill our lungs more thoroughly. Sometimes we'll go breath in the bottom, the mid, the top. Sometimes we'll go top, mid, bottom. And no worries. Right now, we're just allowing the lungs to move. Of course, your thoracic diaphragm's drawing the breath in and all of that. And as that happens, see if you can touch again more softly. So not right on the bone, not for the muscle. Soften your hands and touch in. As you begin to find under your touch the soft, vulnerable organs of your lungs in there on the two sides. As you touch in, you may feel, okay, they're actually moving. Now, remember the ujjayi breath where we take the the air in through the nasal pathways, slowing it up down there by the glottis and the epiglottis, and making just a little bit of an oceany sound with the breath. That's the ujjayi pranayama. Let's use it here. So you're going to allow yourself that little bit of, maybe you can hear my ujjayi. You hear? Ujjayi, like the ocean within our fluid body. Now, and make it easy. If it's strained at all, just drop it, breathe normally. Straining is not the point. Now, as you imagine, notice, and feel the liquid, dense warmth of your lungs, use the ujjayi breath, which is a fluid body breath, a warm liquid breath, to touch under and feel the initiation of the rib movement up here to come from the warm lungs themselves. You can do this. Let's take a breath or two together. So just take any kind of inhale, just to get the chest full. And with ujjayi, long, slow, easy exhaling breath, that warm, deep hum. And then inhaling, warm, deep hum. Don't worry about the length, it's yours. At the top, and then the cascading back of the warm, deep hum. This sound, this feeling of ujjayi breath penetrates the entire fluid body, the organs. Soft tissue everywhere. Please don't worry about it. It's a practice. You repeat, you just come back to it and you wait patiently. Now take your hands down onto your thighs again. It's a soft, warm touch into your thighs. And you breathe. And maybe you begin to feel that this fluid breath, as it starts to fill the whole body like a tide rising on the inhale and the seep back on the exhale.